What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Trucker named Jay. Checking in, man. Out here warming up my truck, man. I'm on home time. I got one more day left. I'll be heading out on Wednesday. Wednesday morning, afternoon, whatever time the load that they send me pick up. But I'm on home time, man. And you know, being on home time, man, it's interesting because any experienced OTR driver will kind of know where I'm about to come from, but it's just always interesting when you come home off of home time or come home off the road from being away from the home, because what happens is, like, your life, your everyday life is a cycle. It's like say a box or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And when you go on the road, you are removing yourself from that normal cycle. You know, whether it's, whatever your cycle is, your environment, the people you hang around, the things that you do, and the habits that you may have while in that cycle. And so what happens is, a lot of times when you're an OTR driver and you go over the road and you're driving, you're in the truck by yourself, you're driving, which, this truck becomes your sanctuary, you start thinking about shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you have 11 hours of driving. A lot of times you're driving at least 8 to 10 hours out of that. 10 hours and 59 minutes if you bout that life. But it gives you a lot of time to think. It gives you a lot of time to just contemplate on a lot of things that you do or are going to do when you go home. If you see the smoke, I got an incense going, you know what I'm saying, trying to get, I had my dirty clothes, so it stunk up the truck. So I got the incense and all that going, got the little feng shui. Anyways, but you think of what you're going to do when you go home. You think of the things that you used to do and all that shit. And what you come to realize, man, is that you have a lot of unproductive habits, a lot of unproductive things that you do when you are home. Whether it's with your money, whether it's with your health, whether it's with your time, whatever. And one of the struggles that you're going to run into is that you're going to run into, like, where if you're like me, being on the road has put you in a more productive mind frame. It's put you in a more productive aura, whatever the term I'm trying to find, to where you want to do more productive, positive shit. And what happens is that when you come home and you come back around the same people, and you see that those people are in the same cycle, doing the same thing over and over again, it's just so unattractive, man. And not just people, lifestyle, just the environment. And it's just like, it's just mind-boggling. And it's just like, it makes you sometimes feel like a little arrogant, because it's like, yo, am I better than them? But you don't want to think like that, but that's how you feel, because it's just like, yo, I'm trying to strive to do better. If you're like me, you got a lot of friends, families, and family members, and just associates who ain't doing shit with their life, ain't gonna do shit with their life. It's no disrespect, but that's just what they have set themselves up for. They don't want better for themselves. They're just okay in their little bubble, in their little cycle. They're fine with it, and you know what I'm saying. And that's cool. But you want more. You want better. You want to be better. You want to be more than that. And it's just like, it becomes a conflict, because now it's like, I don't know if I want to be around this environment, be around these people, be around this situation, because now it's affecting with my newer positive mind frame. So what happens is, just like, now you're caught in between trying to change and be better, but yet not wanting to let go of certain people or certain things. So now you just like a tug of war. And some people get stuck in that tug of war for the rest of their lives. They get stuck in that tug of war for a long period of time, and they leave so many opportunities on the table just because they were so afraid to go to that outside of that comfort zone, if you will. Don't be afraid to do that, man. It's just like, I guess you can call this like a motivational video. You cannot be afraid to break out of your comfort zone. You can't. You never know what's waiting outside of your comfort zone. Some people have had blessings right around the corner, and they were so close. They could have been in a so much better situation, but they refused to get out of their comfort zone, so they were stuck in that miserable cycle for the rest of their life. I refuse to do that shit. And I'm so glad that I went back OTR truck driving, because OTR truck driving made me realize that. I'm not saying that you can't realize it local, but what I'm saying is that when you are local, you are putting yourself in almost a robotic state of continuously doing the same thing over and over. You have the same route. You're doing the same delivery. So it just becomes like days, weeks, years fly by before you even realize it, because you're doing the same thing. But with OTR, you never kind of know what you're going to get, so it changes it up enough to break you out of that cycle. One, because you're doing different things, you're going to different places, but then it's just like, again, with you driving all that time, and you able to look back. Like, you ever be on the road and you see some shit on Facebook, and you like, damn, nigga still doing that. Damn, shorty still doing that. Damn, my boy still doing that. People still think like, you ever catch yourself doing that? Don't be afraid of that. That right there is your body and your mind telling yourself like, you are past that. You have evolved from that. And now you are just appalled because this person is still participating in that. And that's not something that you no longer wish to participate in. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, man. Don't get caught up in people's opinions. Don't get caught up in people making you feel bad for elevating, because you're going to have a lot of people who are going to look at you and they're going to be so insecure about their own situation that they're going to try to make you feel bad for your success, for your progress, for your potential. And they want you to feel like they do. Miserable. Miserable. Do not let them get to you, man. I deal with that shit. I feel like not a lot of times, but it comes and goes. Sometimes family members, sometimes friends, sometimes people on Facebook, whatever. Look, man, don't be afraid to be better. Don't be afraid to want to be better. So many people have stayed in the same spot for years because they were so afraid of being better. Some people are more afraid of being better than they are failing, because at least if you fail, you don't draw that attention. People just like, oh, it is. But when you start to be better, that's when people start watching you. That's when people start talking about you. Now everybody got an opinion, this and that. Oh, well, you did it, but you did it like that. Who gives a fuck? I did it, you didn't. Get the fuck out of my face. That's how you gotta be, man. You gotta be. You might have to have a tab of arrogance in your success. Just a little bit. You keep yourself humble, but a little bit of arrogance is not a bad thing when it comes to dealing with people trying to make you feel bad about your success. Get out of your comfort zone, man. Don't get stuck. Be better. The reason I love OTR so much is because it broke me out of my comfort zone. Once I broke out of my comfort zone, I started looking at different things. I started looking at the same things differently. Change the way you look at things, and the things that you look at will change. There's not a truer quote out there. Some of the same things that I used to look at a certain way for years, now I turn around and I look at it as a way to be productive with money, or productive just thought process wise. You know what I'm saying? I might not be making no sense, but somebody understand what I'm saying. So it's just like the same things that I used to look at as being fun and like, okay, let's go. Now it's just like, yo, that's an unproductive way of spending money. The same things I used to strive for, like, oh, let's do this, let's do. No, not yet. We can't afford this. We trying to do this. Why do this when we can do that? Why be this when we can be that? I know that was horrible, but that's all I got. So, the moral of the story, man, Don't be afraid to be great. Don't be afraid to do better. If you fall, get back up. Denzel said, fall 7 times, get back up 8. And most importantly, don't let the people around you who are afraid to step out of their comfort zone hold you back from stepping out of yours. Because at the end of the day, somebody has to eventually step out and do better to pull the next man up. A friend who doesn't want you to do better than them is no friend of yours. A real friend wants you to do better so that you can pull them up and elevate. If you don't have friends who are elevating you, they're not your friends. They're dead weight, they're associates. They're just somebody to fucking talk to. And 9 times out of 10, y'all talking about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Elevate them. Push them. If it makes them mad, so be it. That's what you need. Sometimes you need to be pushed. Sometimes you need to be told about yourself. You know how many times people that told me about myself? Well, not everybody, but certain people. And it made me better because it made me look at myself in a different light. Because sometimes we look at ourselves that we can't do no wrong. Somebody needs to tell us just how much our shit stink. Because if we don't think our shit stink, we ain't going to change the diaper. And we're going to walk around with a bunch of shit and it's going to affect everything. I know that's just a crazy metaphor, but it's the truth when you really think about it. You can't be potty trained if you don't know you're shitting on yourself from the beginning. Maybe that's the way I meant to say it. Whatever. That's all I'm trying to say, man. I don't know. This is a little lengthy video, but this is what was on my heart, based off of the things that I'm dealing with when I come home, and the things that I'm trying to do. Everything that I'm doing, everything you've seen on my YouTube, whether this one or the previous one, is simply because I'm trying to get better. I may have stumbled and struggled with getting better and been confused on some things, but it's just a continuous process of getting better. No matter what nobody says to me, whether it's a troll, a hater in the comments, I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to evolve my situation. Because I'm tired of this comfort zone that I allowed myself to fall back into when I went back local. I'm tired of it, man. Good ain't good enough anymore. Period. That's just what it is. So, if you only do what you can, how the saying go, if you never do more than what you can, you never be more than what you are. Period. So, as always, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. I hope this motivates you. God, family, truck, and go.